weather is snowing outside or if it's nice out, depending on the seasons, I might have different jobs lined up for myself to do for that day. In the summer, we do a lot of maintenance around the area, and so I actually take care of the nature center, doing the mowing and weed pulling when I have to. We also have, with the pollinator addition and other items in the nature center, we have to just do a check and make sure everything's running correctly. Just an overall check for safety and that things are running properly. Typically that doesn't take very long, but some days we do have some issues. If an exhibit's broken or something, we'll try to fix it, or at least get the parts coming to fix it. In the summer, we do an all array of things. If we have storm damage, we got all hands on deck to remove trees, debris, things like that. So you really never know what exactly your day's gonna withhold. We do plan some things out, but sometimes those plans change from day to day. Currently, with the winter the way it is, today I had to come in and move snow. We also are in the process of building the lodge. So I just check in there every once in a while, make sure they don't have any questions or make sure that it's going the way that we want it to go. So I kind of almost like a site supervisor to the general manager. And that's kind of the administration part of the job. I actually have to check budgets every once in a while. I gotta make sure that we have the budget for funding for what our staff needs, materials, time, supplies. Those things are key importance, because if they don't have the materials, then they can't do the jobs that they were hired to do. That just kind of goes through a typical day. I don't want to say it's a typical day because there is no typical days. Today I'm actually working on the golf course agreement, revising that and making sure that we are able to move forward and get that contract signed. So it's just an array of different items that we go through day to day. Actually, I grew up hunting and fishing, like you'll probably heard in most of the people in this field do. I actually do not hardly hunt or fish anymore, unfortunately. I actually did not plan on being in this field through high school, but after a couple years in the working world, I went back to college and got my fish and wildlife degree, biology degree from Iowa State University. I was working for the DNR as a seasonal, being like a park ranger intern down at Creston, Iowa. I then got hired on full-time as a park ranger at the Iowa County Conservation Board for Lake Park. Went to the academy and served there for 17 years. I was 2 as the park ranger, and then I got hired as the executive director there after that initial 2 years. Moved up here, been here for 6 years as executive director. Executive director, you kind of got your hands in all aspects of the department. We're one department, but we really have almost like 5 different sub-departments. We got an incredible environmental education program, we got a marketing program, we've got a maintenance program, and we actually do a regional collection center program. So we have almost 5 different departments that are in one department. So to make sure all of them kind of talk to each other and communicate and make sure we're all on the same page, at times is trying, but it's also the challenge of this position to make sure everything's running smoothly. Well, the big thing is for Iowa County, it was a very agricultural system. We had farm fields from eye to eye, corn, soybeans. And so coming to Dickinson County, and this is abnormal for the entire state, to be such natural resources devoted towards the county. So there's a huge difference between an ag community and a natural resource community. I feel like we have a tremendous amount of support in Dickinson County for those natural resources, and it just gives us a little more eagerness to develop and benefit those programs. We've done a lot for the Dickinson County Conservation Board since I've been here. We've made tremendous strides in developing programs. We've got 2 full-time EE environmental education teachers. One's a coordinator, one's a naturalist, and then we hired an intern during the summer months. we've got 2 full-time maintenance or natural resource technicians under us now. We have started a complete IRVM, which is a roadside program, in the last 3 years that Dickson County had never had in the past. We've took some part-time positions and made them into full-times, and got a great marketing area that we've increased our numbers by 200% in the last 5 years. So we are just moving forward in all aspects of staffing and our programs that we're developing for people. We've been very generous in receiving some gifts for some land purchases and some improvements in the nature center. So all in all, we have just made some large strides in the Dickson County conservation. I think it used to be kind of a afterthought. You know, people knew we were here, but they didn't know exactly what we did. And now people know we're here. They know what we stand for, and they're actually coming and seeing our areas, not only our nature center, but our other wildlife areas that we do nature walks in and things. To keep growing, you know, you got to find that balance of how high can you go. I don't think we've reached that yet with the natural resources in Dickson County. I think we've got a ways to go. That's easier said than done. We're making progress, but you also got to make that progress slow and steady and not do it all at one time. Because 5 years down the road, you might look back at yourself and say, whoa, we probably shouldn't have done that. So it's a learning situation that we just have to take slow and learn as we go.